Nostalgia, mood, memories and emotions. Just some of the reasons why music makes a film. It was music that kept the industry alive in 2022, even as many star vehicles bombed at the box office. Heartthrob singer Armaan Malik's voice stole hearts with the song Yaara from Vikram Vedha, and his singles kept the audience grooving. Hit machine Pritam and wordsmith Amitabh Bhattacharya teamed up to score big with films like Bhool Bhulayaa 2, Laal Singh Chadha and Brahmastra, with Kesariya emerging as the song of the year. The velvet-voiced Shilpa Rao made us fall in love with songs like Tere Hawale Kar Diya from Laal Singh Chadha. She ended the year with the foot-tapping Besharam Rang from the film Pathan. All four got together for CNN News 18's Music Stars Roundtable, revealing the fascinating stories behind their iconic songs. Find out how the music industry is gearing up for new challenges and the pressure to deliver a soundtrack that will bring audiences back to the theatre.
Pritam Chakraborty, Amitabh Bhattacharya, Armaan Malik, Shilpa Rao, welcome to CNN News 18 Music Stars Roundtable.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
You know, I want to start with a simple question. To each of you, what was your big shining moment this year, musically?
Kesariya, and more than Kesariya, it would be love story, I guess.
But I think Kahani is your
Kesariya.
It's the best written song. This year for sure.
That song, yeah, and the album got a lot of love.
Writing wise, but to encapsulate the entire movie, the ethos of a movie in just a line is incredible, and I think Amitabh's best written song this is Kahani for sure.
Thank you.
For me, I think personally, I released a lot of independent music this year, and there was this song called You and Tu, which I had done.
Very nice song.
And that definitely I would say is one of my shining moments this year as a singer.
It's tough to say a shining moment as such. Because
Dada was shining throughout the year.
Yeah. Maybe the Laal Singh Chadha album was, or maybe Tere Hawale Kar Diya, I like the most. That's my personal favorite. Yeah, it's tough, you know, because it's every song, every album is like your kids. Every song has a memory attached to it, and alag incidents, alag how I've lived through that journey of a song. Because for us, a song is a journey, because we start a song from the inception. When you read the script, from me to Amitabh, then I carry on with his words in it, then I carry on with the singers and the orchestration. So it's a long journey. So every song has its own memory, every project has its own memory. So I can in particular say that this is my, shining moment as such.
I think the whole making of Tere Hawale, I mean more than of course the release and people when they love it, it's a full circle. But I think all the time that we all spent, finally, like Arijit, Amitabh, Pritam, myself, we were actually in one room after a very, very long time. And I remember when
AK was there for the last dub.
And there was a lot of ice cream, I remember.
Dada, we are sitting in your studio. It is said what happens in studio stays in studio. Back in the day, studio was the place where big orchestra used to assemble with backup singers. Senior musicians had their quirks. Studio was a place of great stories. To each of you, what is your most enduring memory of your song recording sessions from any studio?
So it starts with, I show up at the studio and then Pritam, Acha, what song do you have to do? I said, but you only called.
You were supposed to tell me.
So, but then, I think you sit, then we sit and chat for 1 hour. Then he'll talk about Tintin, he'll talk about Harry Potter. We've also spoken about time zones.
I'm a full Potterhead.
Yeah, so we...
Are you?
Yeah,
full
we all... Yeah, we're Potters.
Full on Potterhead.
So then we'll speak about things and then, that song just, I said, what do you have to say about it? No, just feel it. So I love about, what I love about him is that he lets you be, he's never changed me. And I think that's what I love about him, that he accepts you as you are.
Dada?
Hey, you have to tell me a song to tell a story of that, because every
आपका
song.
favorite song
आपका
बताओ.
favorite song बताइए. हाँ.
मेरा favorite song था तुझे मिला from the film बजरंगी भाईजान.
Okay, so actually that song was an option of Ae Dil Hai Mushkil. So Ae Dil Hai Mushkil title song. Ae Dil Hai Mushkil was a strange thing. We heard the script and I went back, and Karan was asking, "Chalo, let's do the first sitting." And this was my first. I worked with Karan as a producer. This was my first movie to work
Ye
with
Jawani
Karan.
Hai Diwani had happened earlier.
हाँ, ये जवानी है जवानी, Karan was a
for Karan's
producer.
film ये पहला.
And this was Karan के साथ पहला film, तो I thought मैं बहुत काम करूँगा वगैरह वगैरह. तो Karan के साथ I went to meet. We prepared 5 songs as a just idea for the film. ये गाने नहीं है. मतलब ये just idea के लिए जा रहे हैं. The first day meeting. That day Channa Meria got locked. Alize got locked. Bhulaya got locked. 5 songs, 3 songs got locked. तो मैं काम ही नहीं हुआ, फिल्म के लिए काम ही नहीं किया. पहला सिटिंग में 3 गाना लॉक्ड हो गया. So I got very worried. So I said, मैं Ae Dil Hai Mushkil
Only you can worry about such things, good things you're worrying about.
Usually people be like, हो गया मेरा काम.
बहुत सही है. He's
No, then I thought कि Ae Dil Hai Mushkil title में बहुत काम करूँगा, तो बहुत काम किया मैं, बहुत options बनाया, and I took 3 options, or no, I took 2 options to. Meanwhile, ये करण का Ae Dil Hai Mushkil काम करने के लिए ना, मेरा एक गाना अटका था जो बजरंगी भाईजान रिलीज हो रहा था, और कबीर wanted a song which plays as a theme all through in the background. Okay. He can make a theme out of that, and he can make. तो कबीर का कॉल आया था, कबीर को मैं टाल रहा था कैसे भी, कबीर हाँ करते हैं, मैं इधर हूँ उधर हूँ, ऐसा टाल रहा था. तो बिकॉज आई वांटेड टू क्लियर Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, थोड़ा तो काम करो, 3 गाना लॉक हो गया, एकदम काम नहीं किया. तो आई वेंट देयर एंड आई प्रेजेंटेड करंट 2 songs. वन इज द तू सफर, मेरा ये वाला था, और एक जो गाना था उस पे तारारारा तारारारा क्योंकि ए दिल है मुश्किल, ये गाना है.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
This song was actually made for Ae Dil Hai Mushkil. The Karan preferred the other song. I came out of the meeting and I was humming in my head, and I could see the Bajrangi Bhaijaan visuals in my head. I called up from the car only, Kabir, I've got your song.
Wow, cool.
And so
That's unbelievable. That's like a cool story.
Cool, yeah.
Well, I think, in studios there are so many things that happen during a dub. I can narrate this one incident. I was singing this song called Chale Aana from De De Pyar De, and Amal composed that one. And both of us, we keep fighting in the studio. That's how we get.
I've heard about your fight.
We get our recordings done. So this one actually, for the longest time, I was not being able to get the right tone. I have a very soft timbre. It's got a little bit of air in it. So एक अजय देवगन was the actor. तो अमल चाहता था कि थोड़ा सा कुछ चौड़ा गाऊं, मैं bold एक करके कुछ गाऊं, and वो नहीं आ रहा था बहुत टाइम तक. तो वो गुस्सा होके बुक फेंका मेरे ऊपर. So I was like, भाई, what are you doing? Then I was like, I'm leaving the recording studio. He locked the recording studio. He's like, you're not going anywhere until you finish and you deliver this to me right now.
This is a good side of Amal to see.
And भाइयों के बीच में ये होता है always.
Okay.
And this is the only song I've had this trouble with him. नहीं तो usually I'm singing and I send it to me. He's like, हाँ, sorted. ये कुछ थोड़ा सा change करके दे दे. This one, I think 5 or 6 hours it took me to properly dub this song. And जब वो book आया तो मेरे ego पे थोड़ा सा वो हुआ कि यार boss, you can't do this. अभी तो मैं एक take में गाऊंगा. And I sang the whole thing in like 1-2 rounds and he liked what I did. So this is one story.
Did you get the Booker's Award for it?
Huh?
You got the Booker's Award for it?
चालू हो गया यार शिल्पा.
I have a very very
बनता है ना, बुक भी खाया इसके लिए.
मुझे मुक्का नहीं बुक्का लगा मुझे.
Oh.
That's a pun I've cracked before, but on this round table is the first time.
We heard Amal throwing things. We heard about that at you.
But you know what? That's the love between brothers.
Brothers,
You
of
can't
course,
really
yeah,
describe
yeah.
it. हम लोग बहुत लड़ते हैं
दोस्त
बचपन
नहीं हो what?
से. नहीं, not every time, not every recording.
तो किसी को भेज दूंगा जो कलेक्ट करके लेके आया घर पे.
No, but this is the I think the chemistry and relationship, you know, when you have that comfort level, because he's my brother, he has that liberty to do that.
Yes, yes.
But you know, we have those kind of experiences, and sometimes I feel like, you know, those fights extract the best work out of me.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Passion
I'm glad that
Definitely.
that somewhat that book was thrown at me.
Okay, now I know how to record you.
I've messed it up for myself.
सब चीज लेके आ जो मैं फेंक सकता हूँ.
मेरे केस में I don't think any particular song as such, but one interesting thing that I often find is कि when we present the song, presentation stage पे the way we present the songs ना, फिर वो जिस तरीके से स्टूडियो में translate होता है, that process is very interesting because the song which you've presented to the makers, they get fixated to its form the way you presented it in a live presentation. I remember Dangal ke time pe hota, Dangal, the title song, when Dada and I, we were in Panchgani and we presented to do Amir, and he heard the song, so there was a live dhol and guitar pe Dada baja rahe the, hum dono chilla chilla ke ga rahe the. And now he got fixated to that. So बाद में जब स्टूडियो में रिकॉर्ड हुआ, so he wasn't getting the feel कि नहीं वो फील नहीं आ रही, तुम लोग वैसे ही लाइव रिकॉर्ड करते हो.
इस टाइम पे वो फिरना ऐसी रात में
there was this वो गिटार पे हम लोग गाते थे साथ में, तो फिर वो फील नहीं आ रही थी, बोले कि ये तुम लोग ही गा के दो मुझे. So that was.
You all only sang it ultimately.
नहीं finally the recorded version, but
अरिजीत
मतलब it was very tough to convince him कि नहीं.
गाँव में था and बहुत लास्ट में तो एक्चुअली ओ हो गया.
हाँ ओ हो गया, एक्चुअली ओ था, ओ हो गया.
You know, to each of you, is there a song whose success completely surprised you?
Yeah, many.
So many. Multiple. Kesariya for me.
Yeah.
मैंने इतना सक्सेसफुल बने कि Kesariya, me and I talk often that it's shot in काशी विश्वनाथ, इसलिए उनका blessing है इस गाने के ऊपर. It just straight away first day went to number 1 and all
those certain songs. हाँ वो ऐसा क्या होता है कि that particular one song इतना it shoots to the roof, वो कभी-कभी और हम मेहनत तो ही करते हैं हर गाने पे. हाँ
हर गाने पे मेहनत होता है, कुछ गाने का प्लेसिंग होता है, कुछ गाने का जर्नी होता है, कुछ गाने का वो हर गाने का कुंडली होता है एक उसका.
थोड़ी चीजें 4 साल 5 साल बाद भी they become super hit. So there are many songs.
Many songs which you think that at the release it didn't get noticed, but it's getting Kalank title, for example.
It grew very slowly. Very slowly.
2 साल बाद suddenly मैं तेरा was trending everywhere.
Even Shilpa would remember, मतलब back in Devdi when we did that song Emotional Atyachar, brass band version. So एक तो at that point in time in our lives, Amit and me, मतलब me being a reluctant lyricist, अच्छा गाना लिखना है क्या नहीं, मतलब we did that song, we just had fun with that song, you know. वो जब गाना निकल के इतना पॉपुलर हुआ and people reacted to, we were like कि
what is happening to it?
मतलब that was very surprising कि एक गाना ऐसे कैसे suddenly things change. So that was one surprising.
Amitabh जब वो बॉम्बे आया था, he called me and he came and met me. I was also.
He is one of the first people I met in Bombay.
Yeah.
Professionally.
So and he came to assist me. So I didn't have any work. So I sent him to a friend, Rajesh. So he assisted there and then he assisted me for 1 year. After that मेरा कुछ काम है, मैं बुलाया आजा मेरे पास कुछ काम है. Assisted all these days. I never knew he write. In fact जब आया अमिताभ भट्टाचार्य मैं सोच रहा था कोई है अमिताभ कोई और तो because I used to call him by his pet name, तो ऐसा तो कनेक्ट ही नहीं किया मुझे. After that I met him somewhere. He said I wrote.
हाँ यशराज में भी met. तब I think वो बैंड बाजा बारात आ चुकी थी ऐसा कुछ.
हाँ नहीं बैंड बाजा बारात के पहले I met you somewhere. Then I realized you wrote it. I was shocked. मतलब मेरा मैंने generally anybody ना I have this knack of किसी को भी लिरिसिस्ट बना देता हूँ. जैसे आशीष came to sing. वह तो हिंदी बेल्ट से मुझे हिंदी नहीं इतना अच्छा आता तो so he became a lyricist like that. So like Amitabh Verma था मेरा batchmate, he was the editor. So he used to write the Alvida. So I told him तू हिंदी बेल्ट से तू मेरा ये सब गाना लिख scratch. तो ऐसा करके how did he
escape? मतलब पता कि तू निकल कैसे गया?
मेरा ये पता कैसे चला? Full different voice और lyrics. ये मेरा नजर से नहीं
रेडार पे रहता है.
रेडार पे रहता है. ये इसका अच्छा वॉइस है, इसको कहीं कास्ट करो. और ऐसा और लिरिक्स ये अच्छा लिखता है इसको. ये कैसे निकल गया मेरा like this is one of
but there are surprises, you know, sometimes with releases also. I'm sure that amidst all your songs there's one that just does exceptionally well, and then you're like sitting in ki what did I do different
Correct.
in this ki kuch hua hai. Like there's a movie Kabir Singh which has like a super hit album, and there was a song of mine called Pehla Pehla Pyar, jo is saal bahut bada bana. When it released, Tujhe Kitna Chaane Lage Hum, and then there were Bekhayali, and all these songs were super hit. And then this was like well received and people loved it or whatever, but it didn't become what it's become now. It's my biggest song now.
This song was in Spotify top 50 all through the year.
Yeah, it is unbelievable ki is saal isko ek spike mila, and you have no, control. No, it's not about control. It's just you don't know what has sparked that off. वो किसको क्या कैसा लग गया,
क्या हुआ होगा,
कुछ वो एक रेसिपी होती है ना, आप सोचते हो कि मैंने ऐसा कुछ किया तो ही ये चला, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
You don't know formula.
Like even Anwar, it was a very small film.
But the song was huge.
Bola Mere and Tose Nana Lage,
the music
just shot, and only because
and then the film got attention
because of that. So the radio station started playing it, and therefore people started hearing it, and it's a very small film. हमने सोचा भी नहीं था, and it's still like my identity.
Associated with
That's become my identity.
I have this logic. I always tell filmmakers, all my friends, that you can't manufacture a hit. Moment all these days, whenever I've tried to manufacture a hit, ki ye hit karayenge,
it's fallen flat.
You can't manufacture. You have to just go by your gut and try to make a good song, which
song.
fits the situation. Which we have to be very careful. We are
working with a narrative and a script.
Narrative and movie music directors, not
indie music.
Indie music is easier. Then you can make your own concept and do it. Here is for a certain situation, certain character.
Too many boxes to be ticked,
And while doing that, also making sure it's a commercial song.
And also, if you like it very much, trust me, it will pass.
It will pass. If you like it, viewers will like it.
You need to like it yourself.
You need to like it. That is the only thing.
Very, very
you need to
important.
like it. That is the only judging thing.
Very important.
Like she said, Anwar was the film that put her on map, especially with the song To Sinana. I have a different and important question about this. Music has always been a big audience puller when it comes to our movies. Today, when audiences are reluctant to visit cinemas, do you feel the pressure to deliver a soundtrack that will compel the audience to flock to the theatres?
I think Pritam, that would be in the best
That
position
would
to
be the
answer
best
this
to
one.
answer this one.
Here I have a different
Take on it.
I think, which I keep telling my friends, all my friends, that here we are making a mistake. See, the DNA, basic DNA, the हमारा हिंदी मूवी का जो इंडियन मूवी का जो है commercial song and dance is a very integral part of our film. This is we don't have to ape Hollywood. The movie they call musical is all our movies are musical.
Yeah, all our music. Yeah.
I think Hindi filmmakers are shying away, or they're not celebrating song and dance enough.
Yeah.
They're not celebrating song enough. Ye Jawani had so many songs.
Yeah.
And
My favorite album of all time, because from 0 to 100, इतने रंग है उस album में, whether it's a ballad, whether it's a soft love song, or it's a sad song, or there's शादी का गाना, or there's everything.
No, we were standing in a theater. वो जो पुराने ज़माने में नहीं होता था, खड़े होके डांस करके गा रहे. We did that in the theater.
So this is what our culture is, and we are not celebrating them. We are just trying to ape Hollywood, getting the number of songs less, and
Duration of the songs also less.
Duration of the songs less.
That's a different.
Whereas South India is celebrating them.
Yeah.
No, they are owning and very proud of their culture, what they're presenting. I think that is where the change is.
So are you saying it's a problem with the narrative?
It's a problem with the Hindi film industry. If they don't change it, this is our movie.
I think what he's saying is we stop being proud of what made us Bollywood.
As you said, the responsibility. Any movie I do, I have a responsibility for that movie for sure, because I am, say Brahmastra, I have lost my health because I had to work so much in the background and the thing.
Almost 4-5 years now?
No, 4-5 years, say last 3-4 months, 5 months gets very concentrated.
Gets very hectic.
Yeah. So any movie I'm doing, I'm taking the responsibility. It's like my own baby. Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, I remember Barfi, Cocktail, everything I remember. How
a piece of him is in all of those albums.
I'll tell you one thing. Another problem which has happened is because of multiple music directors,
Okay.
I don't think they're being able to tap that passion into a movie for particular.
I agree. क्या होता है ना cohesive album एक क्या होता है कि यार start to end
And
one
आपने
person
किया।
has the responsibility
हाँ,
of
it's my
making
responsibility of if the movie doesn't work, if songs doesn't work, I take responsibility. अरे यार मेरे लिए ऐसा हुआ है. I feel depressed. It is my. I don't think anybody will feel so much for one song or ऐसा. One song में ऐसा नहीं होता है. Attachment ही नहीं होता.
वो fragmented हो जाता है पूरा.
मगर दादा, the what trade is talking about, because music composers are not delivering that super hit soundtrack, that's why they're going and
I don't agree with that at all.
I don't
and
think
it's
so.
not this year, it's like, you know, like you said, Cocktail was that album, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani was that
I
album,
feel it's a-
Love Aajkal was that album, Bachna Hai Hasina was that album.
I'll tell you one thing. Give you a small example of Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Okay. Kabira.
Yeah.
Ilahi.
Yeah.
Those situations were already there. Balam Pichkari Batamiz Dil pehle shoot ho gaya tha. Kabira Ilahi situation was there. Subhanallah. All these situations, Subhanallah, Kabira and Ilahi especially, he will remember. All these situations were there. Okay. As a filmmaker, I said, listen, I gave him some song, it was not happening. I said, okay, you shoot.
Without lip sync and whatever.
Without lip sync है, so I have that advantage. And वो तब तक मैं सोचता रहा. So कबीरा आया, इलाही आया, entire बर्फी album, none of the songs were there. He shot it without songs.
Oh.
Entire, I gave him some songs and I said, तू अगर lip sync नहीं कर रहा है, मैं इनको improve करूँगा.
Okay.
Okay. This is my responsibility. I'm improving the songs. बर्फी का कोई भी गाना नहीं था, मेट्रो का कोई भी गाना नहीं था. नॉन लिप सिंक बाद में सब गाना शूट किया. नॉन लिप सिंक है, मेरा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. अभी मैं कबीरा और इलाही छोड़ दूं बाद के लिए, तो अभी के लिए कोई भी किसी से गाना ले लेगा ना.
Right.
You understand? It's like,
So you're saying the problem is largely with the filmmakers and the trust deficit between.
No, it's more about that trust and faith in one individual. That if you have entrusted that person to deliver that album
I
from
think you
0 to 100, you
psyched
give
that person
faith.
so much, hit, that he's forgotten how to make a good song.
Oh. Too much of pressure
Good
to
song.
deliver
A hit.
No, I'll tell you one more.
hit.
There's one more thing. In an album, all songs can't be singles.
Okay.
There are some songs which are narrative based.
Okay.
There are some songs which are your top 2 songs which you feel will sell the movie, like you say, market or promote the movie, but also are still, very close to the
Like
script
anthems.
and the core.
They want anthems.
No, not even anthems. Every song doesn't need to be an anthem. It just needs to be a good song firstly, and it needs to have one source, like one
anthem
composer and
बनाता
one
है
lyric
filmmaker.
writer.
गाना अच्छा होना चाहिए. फिल्ममेकर उनको एंथम बनाता है, अच्छा शूट करके, अच्छा मार्केट करके.
उसका जो कैनवस बनता है पूरा.
उसका कैनवस पूरा कैनवस में बने. बदतमीज दिल कोई और फिल्म में जाए ना, उतना बड़ा हिट नहीं होगा, because the way Ayan has shot it, the way he has danced, it has been marketed in that way.
Correct.
So ये एक चीज नहीं होता है, it's a combined.
It's a recipe of everything.
and
It's the process. It's, I think, that
and हिंदी फिल्म का गाने में मैं अकेला क्रेडिट नहीं ले सकता हूँ. It's the collaboration between the director, music director and the lyricist.
Lyric writer.
ये तीन जो लोगों का, these 3 people are the like triangle, apex or spine of
See, like the point he made with Kabira or Ilahi, कि it's a process. It might take time. वो patience भी होना चाहिए. And that patience you can only have when you have trust, when you trust your team. Yeah, absolutely.
Now क्या होता है ना, पहले you're handcrafting your music. अच्छा इसको अच्छा थोड़ा सा brush दे, and इसको you're handcrafting your music, you're crafting it. Now you enter a supermarket, ये दे दो, वो एक दे दो, तो attachment ही कम हो गया ना.
महीने में पिक्चर रिलीज है.
हाँ, and WhatsApp में गाना जा रहा है कि अच्छा, even you are deciding on a
There's
song.
not even a presentation of like a live, how like I've grown up listening to my dad, my uncle doing sittings. It is a thing, like sitting with a guitar or an instrument or whatever and actually pitching the song and not just doing like a scratch recording over some random beat. Actually presenting the song, the mukda or the antra, whatever it is, and that beauty of doing that for all the songs throughout the album, that I don't think today is more of like, listen, this is the song I want, can you give me this?
Yeah.
Can you give me this? It's been on, can you give me this, or no, can we sit down and create something?
So what has happened? What has happened in this? The person who is selecting has become of the prime importance. So like say,
Are you saying music supervisor? Is that
music supervisor, for example, how they have become the prime. If their sense is good, if they are working, then everybody is working.
Correct.
So that, or the director, somebody like Mohit se was. If his music sense is good, that's why his album is.
But I think I feel like the source of a good music album in movies, I think, comes from the director. Okay. If the director is that strong enough to have that faith in a composer and a lyric writer, and is sure कि यार मुझे ये चाहिए, I think then you've seen like your Ye Jawani Hai Diwani is or a Barfi. I feel like the directors knew what they wanted.
Like even in our history, if you look back, the greatest of albums that we have had, definitely those producers and directors who are also inclined musically, they have been able to get it out.
Also, the thing is, a musical director I have seen shoots the songs like that. Yeah. He is so involved in the song. He is also he's kind of working in his script. Always call him, he's a musical director.
You know, royalty was a big issue few years ago, and with metaverse and NFT coming in, is music industry ready for new changes and new battles?
Music has always been malleable. The only malleable thing.
I think this Armaan can talk more because he's more into indie music where you own the music. Here we are actually working for a film and we don't own our music. Me and Amitabh, we always माने ऐसा भी situation है हमारा कि I wanted to do a show in IFA or one of those music
awards.
They do awards something where I wanted to do a show.
And performing rights.
Suddenly I was told that you won't be able to sing this song. I said, "अरे मेरा गाना है, मैं नहीं गा पाऊँगा मतलब."
Yeah, it happens a lot of times.
Yeah. So nahi, I think Tips didn't give the rights to that award. Then I called up Ramesh ji and Kumar ji. I said, ultimately it was difficult for me to believe. मेरा गाना है, मैं create किया हूँ, मैं गा नहीं सकता हूँ. It's like your own son. You're saying, no, you are not going to be able to. So I got very, but then I realized this is the Armaan can be.
I think the thing is, I've grown up, watching composers in my family who have like given a lot of hits to the industry, and also at the end of the day, when we sit down, we realize that none of these songs are actually ours. We've put out songs, it's part of movies, and we all accepted it because that's how the industry works. But of late, in the last few years, I've seen a lot of musicians, also including me, where I feel owning the song from 0 to 100 is a good thing to have for the future.
Okay. That you can do only in indie.
In the independent space. Obviously in Bollywood and those things are not, it's not part of that thing because there's a production house involved, there's a label involved who buys off the whole album outright, and then it's more like you're a work for hire, I would say, like a singer or a lyric writer or a composer.
You work for hire.
But when you do an independent thing, when you do a single, or now I have introduced my own imprint called Always Music, where all the songs that I do, I'm the owner of those songs, and I have to see how it reaches out to people and how I can maximize the potential for that song. And maybe a few years hence, I will look back and say, I'm glad that at least whatever number of songs I've released, it might not be as big as a Bollywood record, maybe, because the kind of marketing or promotion that goes into Bollywood films is 10x than any other song that you do independently. Yes. But at least I know that these bunch of songs, at least these 15 songs, I don't have any scare of like I can't perform this anywhere, or these are something that I feel I will forward to my the next generation that comes for the Malik family forward. At least this is something that we own. It's our legacy, at least in our capacity. And I feel like that for me as a musician is very, very special to have. Even though it's still growing, it's in its nascent stage. It's something that I'm building, and I will see only the fruits of it 10 years hence or 15 years hence. But I feel like we all should in some form or the other sow those seeds now in some
way. It's very
important, very important. Dada, you just spoke few minutes ago about a song trending. Today there is a demand to make music that will go viral on Insta Reels. Does that disappoint you?
Oh God.
No, I think आज Insta Reel में viral हो रहा है, कल कोई और Reel में viral होगा. वो सोच के आप गाना नहीं बना सकता.
But how can it disappoint? He's moving forward with the way things are moving forward.
It seems like you're making song for 20 seconds.
No, you should not think like that. You have to think गाना कभी होता है कि आज भी लोग एक गाना सुन रहे हैं, फिर वो गाना जैसे कैसे बताए, वो that was made, I made it in what 2009. 2008 I made it, came out 2009. आज भी लोग सुनता है. पर तो गाना वैसा, you have to make a song thinking that people will hear it after 20 years, 30 years.
Music has changed.
उसके बाद अगर गाना अच्छा है, कुछ ना कुछ पार्ट इंस्टा रील में लेके वो लोग कर लेगा. उनका काम है.
आज there are so many mashups of all even Dada songs which probably at that time have done decently well. But today they're blowing up maybe because it's some half of this song and half of that song and mashed up or whatever. I think moving with times is important. But changing your craft according to it, trying to tailor make something कि यार हम पहले क्या होता था 3 अंतरे होते थे, अब फिर 2 अंतरे हो गए, अब तो मुखड़ा एंड हुक एंड ड्रॉप है, फिर खत्म गाना.
हम लोग 3 अंतरे के गाने भी सुनते थे.
Yes, 100%.
बच्चे लोग सुनते हैं.
इंटरलूड्स याद रहते थे हम लोग.
Exactly. अभी मैं like I sit down and like I'm thinking I'm so stuck with like because it's part of our musical language, M1, M2. You know, if we have, but today it's not. There's no M1 and there's no M2 or there's no M only.
But that's an interesting thing to do. मैंने आगे बहुत बड़े M1 M2 हो गए, अभी हम लोग म्यूजिक नहीं करेंगे, वॉइस करेंगे. वो that's a, but उसके लिए आप गाना, you can't tailor made a song for a certain Instagram or a YouTube. You have to make the song.
I think it's upon the audience to choose कि ये section मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है.
I have been part of music sessions जहाँ पे गाना बनते वक्त स्ट्रक्चर में अभी ध्यान दिया जा रहा है कि ये पार्ट है ना, this is very good for reels. So now I'm like, do I focus on this part or do I focus on the main song?
But again, I said, no, you can't manufacture it.
You can't manufacture, exactly.
But you know, the sad part is when you talk to the labels, they talk about X Gana got so many reels. And I said, you know, dude, I haven't heard of this song. Sydney, but reels पे तो बहुत बड़ा hit है.
But reels पे बहुत बड़ा hit करवाया भी जाता है. मैं आपको बहुत honestly बताता हूँ. There are a lot of promotional things that happen to make a song trending on reels. There are very few minuscule songs कि कोई किसी ने रूम में बैठा, उसने डाल दिया और वो खुद से trend हो गया. That's a very rarity. There are a lot of things that people are doing, lot of machinery that's working to make a song hit on a reels or any other platform. But what Dada is saying, what Amitabh is saying is to, you know, make a song with all your honesty. उसमें से जो chunk चलेगा reels पे वो audience के ऊपर छोड़ दो.
And what's happened is from music to entertainment to content.
Attention span
is reducing. Yeah. But the thing is that again, make the song to make a good song. There could be one musician who has more. Who's starting off, who's probably has more Instagram followers than Sting. उसकी रील ज़्यादा trending है, but Sting तो Sting है ना. At the end of the day, your music has to be good enough to travel that much. And again, stand the test of time.
How much do you dig deep to find the right emotion while creating a song or when you're behind the mic?
That's my primary work. I have to dig into the right emotion. I have to dig with the character. That's why say if you see films का अलग character होता है. But I was doing Shabby Made and Life in a Metro at the same time. But both the soundscapes are totally different because this is a Punjabi because the character, the protagonist was a Punjabi. And here it was like a rock album. It was more dark. It was so for me. Digging into the correct emotion, digging into the correct script is completely crucial. And for them also, I suppose, they can tell.
I think I feed off of what the lyric writer and the composer comes together with because they have a story that they have made. We come in as people who have to understand where they are coming from. एक बात होता है गाना गाना, एक बात होता है गाना महसूस करके गाना, and that can only happen when I sit down with Amitabh Bhai and I understand कि what prompted him to write the lyrics he wrote for that song and what is the story of what is happening in that sequence. Because as playback singers, I'm singing only as a playback singer because when you're doing it independently, then it's like, what am I feeling? Am I feeling like I'm in love or I'm heartbroken? Then I'll express that emotion that way. When it comes to a film, it comes from them because they have understood the situation from the director. They have come up with the story. We are someone who has to understand that story and deliver it in those 2 hours. So I think they are the more important pieces in this.
And in playback also, but they have to understand the character and sing. Yeah, it is very important. Like what
I mean, there are ways we come and we sing and go, but then it's not justice to what they are trying to convey. Like there are sometimes there's a sad song and I'm probably not in the mood to be sad, but I have to somewhat tailor make the studio. मैं कभी-कभी बोलता हूँ भाई lights बंद कर दो, मेरे को थोड़ा सा I want to go into a zone. I have to force myself to go into a zone. Like you know, they say there's method acting or whatever. I call it my method singing or whatever it may be. I might be in a great jolly mood, but suddenly मुझे एक दुख भरा गाना गाना है, मैं वो zone में हूँ ही नहीं. I have to I would say rewire my brain in some format. And sometimes I've also thought of moments or things that have happened in my life that have caused me to be sad or heartbroken, and channel that energy and deliver that emotion. Nahi to it doesn't seem authentic.
I think the moment you get a call ki gana hai, you're in a jolly mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing is that.
And go and see it's a sad
Yeah,
song.
and but when you're in the studio, the only thing that I do is I don't think. This is the great time to feel. Like let your let your heart do everything. Breathing, seeing, touching, feeling, everything. I look for that one element. It could come from the lyric, it could come from the composition, it could 100%. Come from one of the hook lines probably. And when you're very lucky, especially when these both are making a song, you have everything that is inspiring you.
For me, what always happens is when I think about it, that we write, like, you know, we were talking about we write for a particular narrative or characters or a milieu or a world. So, मेरे लिए ideally the source material is the situation, the character कि आप जिसके लिए आप लिख रहे हैं. But when I think back, all the songs that I've written so far, my primary tool becomes the melody, because the melody, I believe a song, you know, what volumes of books can tell you a song can make you feel.
Okay.
तो वो जो चीज़ है ना, that grain lies in a melody. So when a melody really connects मेरे साथ ना, then everything falls into place.
So you say your brain is wired to the tune.
To the tune. और वैसे भी मैं being a कहीं ना कहीं at heart being a singer, मतलब I fit the words to the tune. तो मेरे लिए वो tune मेरे को move करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So there are songs, there are melodies with which, you know, that instant connect happens, and I can't wait to write it कि इसको I want to write this song. And then there are melodies कि हाँ चलो okay I have to deliver this song, तो खत्म करते हैं. So that kind of the whole thing comes from that melody of feel.
Even with Bhoolaya, the first time I came to sing it,
I remember the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics did not do anything. I told Amitabh, he had written it ताकि वो उस टाइम पे हम डब करें for meter sake.
Okay.
उस lyrics से मुझे समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा कि वो relationship क्या है, because Ranbir and Aishwarya had a very complicated relationship. Because this guy was...
that was a scratch, you know?
Yeah.
That was,
so
I remember the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel it. Only the last two lines. मुझे में अगन है बातें आज़मा ले, लेकर रही हूँ खुद को मैं तेरे हवाले, बेरांझिल. So
that's still stuck on to the final. I'm guessing.
No. So the Mukhda, my antara changed. Then he wrote it properly, which then showed the uniqueness connection of the relationship. But these two lines did it for me, and उससे वो vibe आया कि हाँ ये ऐसा होना चाहिए. And then I came back for 1.5 साल that happened. I think we went in studio two to three times, and that I love about him, that he lets the song simmer धीरे brew होता है. एक take में मैंने इनका कोई भी गाना नहीं गाया आज तक.
That I have the liberty, I take the liberty to
No, but
your song matures over a period of time.
Actually, it's like a fine wine or like a single
that
malt.
Is something, you know, it has taken me a lot of years to finally understand this process.
Yeah.
Initially, when I started writing for Dada, so often I used to crib. अरे मैंने उस वर्जन में I wrote such a beautiful line. You know, you change the structure, you change the melody. So yeah, I had to part with that line. But now I understand that his process is.
His process is like धीरे.
It's more like cleansing. I feel like, you know,
I keep on working on a track and keep on structuring. उसका change करना, इसको ठीक करना. तो none of the time a shoot mix which is given.
It's like final.
It's final. Totally changes. Totally. मतलब एक drastically change हो गया. ऐसा भी हो गया. Tempo change हो गया.
It's scary.
You touch a very nice part. You know, there's a phrase called "kill your darlings." So, would you like to today tell us?
Kill your darlings is the main thing in our trade.
Yeah.
You can't keep your darling. Like if you get a feedback as saying that you really like one part and nobody is enjoying it, you have to be careful, and there's something wrong with that part. You have to change it. Even an editor, movie editor. What happens for a filmmaker? They shoot some part and they really like it because there's some memory attached to it. उस दिन अच्छा गया था, and it's not working in the scene. You have to cut it.
Yeah, on the final like edit, it doesn't
so
make it.
So which song you remember right now? If I can ask each one, you felt like that part was very good, but I have to cut it out.
my friends actually called me and thanked me कि तो से नैना लागे में तुमने बस सीधा सीधा गाया, उसमें कुछ नहीं डाला. I really feel that, like I said, less is more has been the mantra for जितना आप गाने को simplify करोगे ना, वो listener के दिल में एकदम ऐसे जाता है. Because that person has to sing it.
Exactly.
And if that person can't sing that complex,
you have to keep it simple.
You have to.
See, the thing is, the kind of music you personally like
could be whatever.
But whenever you're making music for everybody, you have to understand everybody is listening to you and you're catering for them.
Yeah.
So simple is the formula.
But the same logic, if you like it, others also will love it.
No, so that is the catch. Like, हमेशा होता नहीं है.
We are musical.
At times it's different.
We are musical nerds.
The kind of music I like, I never do. It's like
What is that?
Too complicated. I like blues. I like
jazz and stuff.
Yeah, that's too complicated. That's like.
हम लोग सबके liking
हाँ,
बहुत
All
अलग
of
अलग
us
है.
have, all musicians, if they start doing music that they actually
What
to
do
the
you like,
core,
Armaan?
like I love big band, which is jazz and big band, like Michael Bublé, Frank Sinatra. I like John Mayer. I love very different kinds of music, but not necessarily.
Your indie has it.
Huh?
Your indie has it.
Yeah, but
Your
there
indie
वो
has
एक वो
it.
freedom मिल जाता है कि यार I want to do something like this.
That's the thing with indie that you can.
So there I feel like as a musician जो चीजें आप नहीं कर पाते बॉलीवुड में, that you want to like ये भड़ास निकालना है मुझे. Independently you can
I'm
do
not
it.
contradicting myself. I told you can't manufacture a hit.
Yeah.
Here I'm contradicting, saying that I'm trying to manufacture it. It's not that kind of music I also like. I like. It's not that I don't like that kind of music.
Yeah.
I like it, but I know in my head that I have to keep it a little simple. Anything I hear, anything, if I'm composing, I can't do it complicated.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very simple person. I keep it simple. That's how maybe my music connects. So, without contradicting that thing that you can't manufacture a hit, that I'm trying to say is there are some styles which you can't do. A certain style of music, say jazz, it has a style. It might be a simple jazz, but it has a style which will not work with
ज़्यादा larger scale it won't connect.
Yeah.
थोड़ा selected audience के लिए.
वो niche हो जाता है. Then starts getting slotted in a certain vibe.
Correct.
Are there any words that makes you nervous each time you see them in a song, like tongue twisters?
Tongue twisters.
He's the expert at tongue twister. He gets happy.
पान में पुदीना देखा
कहाँ?
So there's one song यार.
अच्छा वो. But वो जो गाने की demand.
अच्छा you mean any tough word? Like there's this one word which Dada hates and I don't know why I love that word is martaba. वो बहुत से गानों में आता है कई जगह. Whenever I put that, तो ये मर्तबा क्यों लिखा? मर्तबा मेरे को पसंद नहीं.
मर्तबा means like
as many times. कितनी मर्तबा?
कितने बार?
It doesn't like that.
Actually कोई गाने में use ही और मेरा
आपके गानों में है, एक दो गानों में है.
हाँ, बहुत से जगह.
I forgot which song is it.
But whenever I do, ये मर्तबा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा.
नहीं कभी-कभी अटक जाता हूँ मैं कभी कुछ गाना. Actually I react on phonetics completely. I just go by phonetics. ये सुनने में बहुत अच्छा लग.
एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग किस्सा है ए दिल मुश्किल टाइटल के साथ. पिक्चर आई रिलीज हो गई गाना पॉपुलर हो गया सब कुछ हो गया 1 year later one evening I get a call from Dada and he was headed for some show live show वहाँ पे कुछ था कि वो लिरिक्स देख के नहीं गा सकते थे उनको याद होना था तो उन्होंने मुझसे पूछा कि अंतरा पता ए दिल मुश्किल का तो मैंने बताया दादा ये ऐसा ऐसा है ये जिसमें भी मेरी रूह भी मेरा ऐसा ऐसा हाँ अच्छा तो इसका क्या मतलब हो कि मतलब दादा ऐसा ऐसा ये हुआ अरे अच्छा लिखा है तूने 1 year after the release.
No actually क्या होता है ना that's why I like whenever I working with the yes, it's my Hindi is not my first language. Okay. Bengali is my first language. So I kind of depend on him a lot. And whenever he is working, I give it to him. I don't even see. अच्छा lyrics approve हो गया. अभी तेरा department है. मेरे को खाली I see the meter and the phonetics. That I'm very particular.
Whether it sounds comfortable.
It sounds. It has to sound good.
Sound good.
So ऐसा काफी पर जब शो में गाना पड़ता है ना तब गाना याद करना पड़ता है. Then I call him and ask, अच्छा ये क्या लिखा वो क्या लिखा अच्छा इसका मीनिंग अच्छी है तो अच्छा लिखा है.
This is after way after.
Many years.
Because unbelievable.
Once a master goes, once a song is given, I never hear it.
नहीं and Vijay also
सुनता ही नहीं हूँ. मास्टर के पहले तक 1000 times.
मास्टर के पहले तक there are so many other things on his mind ना कि मतलब lyrics का meaning is obviously the last thing on his mind I'm sure. So कभी-कभी वो as a listener when he reacts to it, तो then
That's why he's getting you guys to do what.
नहीं, but the only thing that बहुत मेरे कानों में खटकता है, in anyone singing or when they can't say खुशी और खुदा, it really it bothers me. It really I'm telling you very honestly. हाँ, बहुत दुखता है और वो नुक्ता है ना, नुक्ते का जो दुख है ना, like मुझे बहुत bother करता है. I don't know.
I think
I don't know,
the thing is, what has happened is because we've had a traditional kind of a training while growing up, we are aware of these words and the way they're supposed to be pronounced, and we also have suppose we don't know. Like there have been times where I have not, known how to pronounce a word properly. I refer to the lyric writer because obviously they have written it, they know the the P's and Q's. Yeah. So I don't think that, especially there are a lot of younger generation singers that are not aware of some of these things.
But
they're not made aware.
No, but there's a little hypocrisy there. Okay, so when you have, जो आप English गाना गा रहे हो and वो accent नहीं आ रहा है, बड़ी जल्दी उसका मजाक उड़ा लेते हो. और जब हिंदी गाने हैं ना, आप ऐसे
so singing Hindi or Urdu wrong is kind of cool.
But that is not cool. I feel that there's this hypocrisy that is there, where if you can't sing English properly, you're made fun of, and when you're singing Hindi or Urdu in an anglicized version where you're not pronouncing the words right, it's very cool. I detest that, and yeah, a note to everyone: you don't even need anyone. You can literally Google. You have it on your phone. So that's something which bothers me a lot.
People don't go out of the way to know
it's a little effort. वो एक हैं का एक ऊपर का चंद्र बिंदु भी वो बहुत no he is like that.
चुका दिया था तो कलम टाइटल
pronunciation
गलत था.
Yes.
रात को बोले नहीं pronunciation गलत है.
But सही बात भी है ना, 100%.
Next day release हो रहा है, we have to stop the release.
Actually उल्टा है, लेकिन मैं I can never behave like a headmaster because जब आप रिलीज रुकवा रहे हैं प्रोनाउंसिएशन के लिए तो यू फील वेरी एम्बैरेस्ड कि नहीं प्लीज कर दीजिए.
No, but it's valid. It's
Karan
valid.
actually is so sweet. He stopped the release. That day is not releasing. Announced Kalam title is going to release at 4 o'clock in the morning. I remember I was at Chadha's. Abhishek was there, and the song was supposed to release at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. So Amitabh का call आया Abhishek को, no, this is not happening. ये गाना release नहीं हो सकता. Then Abhishek called Karan. Then the song was stopped from release, and it was again released next day.
Oh. एक दिन
No, but you have to give credit.
Don't underestimate Amitabh.
No,
never.
No one can. No one
Yeah.
can. And the beauty of pronouncing things right. I think it's a very beautiful thing on its own.
It's language.
Yeah, it's language.
I think we have a responsibility also as singers. So that in our songs, when we do that, it's a trickle down effect for other people to, if they are coming across those words in their songs, they'll be like, okay, Armaan did so and so, Shilpa sang it so and so, we have to sing it like that.
Because we also have that trickling from Mehdi Saab
I'm a big Sonu Nigam fan. Okay, so I know that he makes sure that his nuktas are proper.
Mehdi Saab मतलब एक word को तोड़ेंगे भी नहीं, उसका दर्जा वहाँ पर है. So
it's very important for you to pronounce it correctly.
It's very important.
There are certain things today, because of the nature of which melodies or beats are composed, sometimes a word is broken in a way which is not traditional. I'm sure you are. But that's more of a stylistic thing. But उसमें भी अगर कोई शब्द है जिसको अच्छे तरीके से उसको pronounce करना है, that should still happen.
Everyone should go out of their way to satisfy that, and it's every generation's musicians who have the responsibility of holding that up and then passing it to the next one. So yeah, that's very important.
And finally, we saw a steep rise of indie music this year. Especially the number of hit songs that came out were mostly from indie space. How do you see indie music now? Is it a threat to Bollywood music?
I don't think so. I'll tell you what it is. I think independent music is somewhat giving rise to a music industry which we never had. We always had a film industry जिसमें music बनता था movies के लिए, लेकिन एक proper music industry नहीं था. I don't think it's a threat at all to Bollywood music. Bollywood people are actually taking independent songs in movies today.
Yeah, I always feel that this is again what I told, that filmmakers are not musical. Filmmakers are not celebrating music. Correct. That is maybe one of the reasons. Otherwise, Bollywood, what they do is generally, मैं जब आया say in early 99, 2000, at that time, 2000, 2001 mein.
Weren't you doing independent music of your own as well?
And everybody was doing. I also did independent music.
Even recently also you...
Euphoria was there, Silk Route is there,
Correct.
and KK was singing.
There was a Tanha Dil by...
That time anyways, that trend, that whole Magna sound thing,
And
that
that
whole
trend
that
was
era was
there.
that era
that
was there.
trend was there. Bollywood absorbed them. All these guys came here.
Came into
Correct.
singing, yeah.
Now also, when this indie thing that starts, I thought it's the same thing, because I am expecting that everybody who's doing indie music will come and bring a fresh wave in Bollywood.
100%.
But that will already happen. These guys, it's an indie song from there. It's happening. But moment Bollywood again starts celebrating song and dance and songs mostly, this music will become a part of Bollywood. Again, Bollywood will capture.
Correct.
The ultimate destination is Bollywood.
No, I don't think so. There's no ultimate destination.
The whole scenario has changed.
Abhi independent music has its own vibe
Yeah,
and its own strength.
It's not like it
used to be.
Like, I'll tell you a very short story. When I was 15 years old, I had come back from Berkeley College of Music. मैंने वहाँ पे, I had studied English vocals. And I told my dad कि...
15?
Yeah.
Wow.
10th standard khatam karke, I had gone there to do the summer course. I came back and I was this whole changed Armaan Malik, and I wanted to tell dad कि यार, I want to do pop music. I want to do English pop music, and मुझे albums निकालने हैं, singles करने हैं, music videos करने हैं. He sat me down and said कि beta, this is India and this is India's Bollywood, and if you don't do this,
Bollywood,
it's not, you're not going to make a mark here. So he suggested ki why don't you be part of the system that you are born in and you are in already, make a name for yourself, take that and then leverage it for your independent career, which is exactly what I followed. अभी मुझे ये महसूस हो रहा है कि यार people don't need to be forced to do that anymore. Like today they can take their guitar and their setup or whatever, kids are making music in their rooms, and that's amazing to see.
Like, I'll give you some examples which the artists were hugely popular, more popular than playback singers.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hugely
they
popular.
are,
Like
they are.
My kids hear them and listen to them, and I haven't heard about them. And then I discover their music, but amount they are, but it's the amount of shows they do and the amount of audience
crowds that come to see
Yeah.
them as well. Yeah, so I would say there is no compulsion to do Bollywood to become, like you're saying, ki Bollywood is the final destination. Lekin I think in some manner Bollywood will attract some independent songwriters and singers, like how the Gehraiyaan album happened, and people will, because
Farid Kot.
yeah, for like Jada Nasha, there's a song which then came into a movie again.
Yeah.
I think Bollywood, what has happened now, उनका जो original DNA जो sir भी कह रहे थे, जो song and dance, when we stop celebrating that, we are searching for something new outside, and we're trying to extract that into our system. But once we actually realize कि what we have done in the past and has been successful, when we start doing that all over again, Bollywood music will have its own identity.
That's what I'm saying. Bollywood needs to adapt to,
Bollywood
adapt to that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say what I did in Life in a Metro was everybody doing it independent.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
So Life in a Metro became a part of
Became a cult.
Yeah.
So, and then that kind of music, I was
taking
doing that
over.
rock format. I was using in all the
There was even the
Other films.
Bhatt movies, I was just going to say.
There was the same format.
Yeah.
That is a format
Kyun
which is
Aaj Kal
happening.
Neend Kam and
Ah,
those.
Then
that,
all those. Tu
Hi Meri Shab Hai.
Meri
and all
Shab
those
Hai.
songs.
That was the format of the indie music
Indie
we were doing
music.
that time.
Like
Now,
Kalyan and all, that whole
Correct,
band,
yeah, whole band thing.
guitar vibe, that
Yeah,
KK's
whole
whole band, that sound was something that I feel like started with Metro and then
Yeah,
seeped
yeah,
over
there's a
into
sound,
different
yeah.
but
Then
that's
Rock
the-
On also happened. There was
Yeah.
this college flavor that
Yeah.
they brought,
Yeah.
which was like
So
unbelievable.
that's exactly I am thinking is going to happen now, which is not happening. I think it's not happening because directors and the producers aren't thinking about music so much. But हो भी जाए गली बॉय किया पार्ट पढ़ो हर फिल्म में होना चाहिए तो फिर आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बॉलीवुड will again become strong.
I considered myself as an independent singer-songwriter since I was a kid. When I released my first English song in 2020, I felt like the 15-year-old Armaan is jumping in excitement. Ki finally, I'm doing something
doing
that
what I want.
I am very, very happy doing. It's not that I'm not happy singing Bollywood songs, but there is a soul connect with what I'm doing with my independent stuff. And with playback, I'll tell you what has happened with me. It's not playback just in Bollywood. It's playback in regional songs, in songs in South Indian industries. I have become a better singer, I would say.
is your big...
A clear example of that. Like, you know, singing in those languages, I have become a better singer, I would say. I've been able to use those small... Like when I go to a South Indian recording, I am the most challenged there in that room. Because the way the shrutis, the focus that they have, the pronunciation that we have to get on point.
The first thing is यहाँ पर तो पता है कि हिंदी आती है, तो vibe crack करना है, उधर में vibe भी crack करना है and
language भी है and authenticity भी. Authenticity.
Diction, like
ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि यार तेलुगु गाए तो तेलुगु वाला बोलता है कि यार हाँ हम लोग के जैसा गाया उसने.
Tamil, Malayalam gets very difficult.
So I feel like through that film singing, na, I've become a better singer. My chops have become better, which I then incorporate in my independent space and stuff like that.
Every language has its own
flavor.
flavor.
And the thing is, I recently sang a song which is in Telugu and which is in Thet Telugu also. Like कभी-कभी क्या होता है कि यार the whole state speaks a certain Telugu.
The dialect.
But there's a certain gaon that speaks a certain Telugu which is somewhat in their pop culture, which is famous. And I have to adapt to that because the ch becomes sir in the gaon.
Yeah.
Like example, I'm just giving you an example. Like Cheppu becomes Seppu. Like Cheppu is what like in Telugu like say, bolo, you know. So in the gaon they probably say it, Seppu. So there's a sir to it rather than a ch.
Like Chittagong and Sittagong.
Sittagong.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've experienced this, but when you come into a room, I personally love having the composer and the lyric writer right then and there when we're dubbing the song. I think that energy is just unbelievable.
Like these two people are very important.
100%.
The most important.
I think we covered enough ground today. Looking forward to many more chart bursters in the new year. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And in the end, may I please request each one of you to give few lines of each of your favorite song from this year.
ना हो के भी करीब तू हमेशा पास था के 100 जन्म भी देखती मैं तेरा रास्ता जो भी है सब मेरा तेरे हवाले कर दिया जिस्म का हर रुआ तेरे हवाले कर दिया
इश्क तेरी आँखों में लिखा पढ़ने दे जरा हमको भी गालिब होना है हमको भी गालिब होना है इन गज़लों सी आँखों में खोना है इश्क तेरी आँखों में लिखा पढ़ने दे ज़रा हमको भी गालिब होना है हमको भी गालिब होना है इन गज़लों सी आँखों में खोना है इश्क तेरी आँखों में लिखा
चिंगारियाँ ये जो मेरे सीने में है दफन इनको जरा देके हवा बन जाऊं मैं अगन देख रहा है बन के शरारा देख मेरा बदन सब कुछ मेरा करके फना भरता हूँ मैं हवन ओम देवा देवा ओम देवा देवा नमः 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 ओम देवा देवा ओम देवा देवा नमः 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 महसूस खुद को मैंने किया जब तूने छुआ ओम देवा देवा ओम देवा देवा नमः 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 नमः
Deva Deva Unplugged and remixed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much and best of luck.